sema ne fitina la kunu na ni masake madunya molu deme. Ni masake masila hakenye. Ni masake makofe molu kanu.
Mara fibi wili, marfa tibi wili, fitina bi wili. Mara fibi wili, marfa tibi wili, fitina bi wili. Ani kuma de fola alunya, ani kuma de fola alunya, ani kuma de fola alunya, ani kuma de fola alunya.
Ayuna, 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 ayuna. Politician why you willing? Farafilum why you willing? Master Jelu are you willing there?
This is J Banks Music.
What them say? Who them?
Why we run from Africa? Why we run from African? African Jamaican. Why we run from Africa? Why we run from African? African European. Why we run from Africa? Why we run from African? African American. Whether they like it or not African. Whether they say yes or no to African. Whether they like it or not African. Africa must rise up and shine.
Rise up and shine, rise up and shine, rise up and shine. Must rise up and shine, rise up and shine, rise up and shine.
You never try, always cry we down. They cry we down to themselves, yes we know. They say Africa na zero na the world, but Africa na farm for the world today.
Unite, 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 African unite, 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 African unite.
Kamara, Oluka Mogo Bazi, African de Lumaye. Sundia Taketa, Oluka Mogo Bazi, de Lumaye. Samori Toure, Oluka Mogo Bazi, de Lumaye. Baibure Sierra Leone, Oluka Mogo Bazi, de Lumaye. They like it or not African. Whether they say yes or no to African. Whether they like it or not African. Africa must rise up and shine.
Rise up and shine, rise up and shine, rise up and shine.
Africa
must rise up and shine, rise up and shine, rise up and shine. Unite.
mix.
Where them say? Who them?
Why we run from Africa? Why we run from African Jamaican?
evening to listeners them across the districts, in the diaspora, and to those tuning in from border communities. Where at a time like this, the air tonight feels heavier than usual, but we're with you. This is not a deep dive, the program Usai will move beyond the headlines and go into the hard truth. Like always, Mina, you host James Fortune, and tonight's conversation, it is one that is not comfortable. It is not casual. Now, one way very consequential, because 16 Sierra Leonean security personnel, members of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces and the Sierra Leone Police, are reported to be detained by Guinean troops within Falaba district. Now, these are the things. Their arms and ammunition confiscated. The personnel them were transported across an international boundary. And the national flag at that particular part they reportedly has been lowered. Now, Freetown and people them where they na Freetown, they say the officers be they within Sierra Leonean territory. Now, the village of Kaliere within a Solima chiefdom. We na border point between Sierra Leone and Guinea. However, the Guinean people them, they insist that the Sierra Leonean soldiers had crossed about 1.4 kilometers into the Guinean territory na Koidoya. Please pardon me if I not pronounce their name there exactly how they should be. And this now the conflicting information we did it. So far, authorities them don't say they are pursuing a diplomatic means for ensure that all of this is resolved. Now, citizens them, the views and opinions where people get about this particular issue quite diverse. There are those who we feel say this is another country testing us. There are others we feel say, well, on matters we get for do with security, it's unlike every other matter. And if you know use sense for handle them, you might put yourself into something that you would regret. Now, that's what other people are saying. Whilst you get some sets of Sierra Leonean, we believe that this is our moment, this is our time to show strength, and the only way we would show strength now with force and getting the thing done, rather than through talks and table talks and phone conversations and diplomatic talks and all of that. People feel like, oh no, that's a slower means, and if you've been insulted this way, if you're slapped in the face, the best possible action you can take at that particular moment is to, retaliate by slapping the other person in the face also. Tonight on Brutally Frank. Tonight on the deep dive, what we want for do now for talk about this particular thing, whether it's a moment for let we see them as a country and reflect deeply on how we conduct with security business, or is it a time for let we hail the composure of we military personnel and security apparatus them, and whether at this particular point, when we talk about the sovereignty of Sierra Leone, which angle of the conversation should we take it? So viewers, like always, this is not a deep dive when it comes to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. You can also follow me live at our Facebook page at Epic Radio. Now tonight, it's going to be a conversation with me, you, and the mic, like always. But then, always remember that there are two sides to every story. And understanding, now a three-edged sword. There is your side, there is my side, but certainly so. There is the truth, we always do right now the middle. This is not a deep dive, and we will be right back.
This is a special dedication to Deputy Defense Minister, the Army Chief of Staff, the SLA, and to all civilians. Come on now, we go! Man, I want you all for listen to this song about civil and military relationship. We get for tight time up for salon in Betewan. for rough skin together. Divided we fall and Salone. United we stand, Salone people. It's not special music that they play for civilian and soldier. We want love. Civilian and soldier, let we always set tight and make the country for go before. Because we now one people and we all are Sierra Leoneans. We not go do without each other. So therefore, love for flows among us. So therefore, respect for flows among us. So you wanna on man now say, this time no joke for reality. And ready for defend Sierra Leone. Waiting they want, respect the moral. Soldier like moral. Do you let we give them moral? Yeah.
SLA, Salone soldier. SLA, Salone soldier. SLA, Salone soldier.
Come on!
SLA, Salone soldier.
Okay, welcome back. If you just join me, the program where you listen to now the deep dive where they come to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM with me, James Fortune. Tonight on the deep dive, we're talking about the situation between Sierra Leone and that of Guinea. Already, I am sure most people don't read the rumor or don't see on social media that reportedly Guinean troops cross the border, come inside the Sierra Leonean side and arrested the Sierra Leonean personnel them that are posted on that side. But let me just give the broader narrative way they out there. Now, from social media and from all the reports so far, from news and all of which, it was indicated that the Sierra Leonean soldiers them that are posted to a particular village where they in a Falaba district, where in the bordering town between Guinea and Sierra Leone. In the afternoon hours, they were trying to mount a roadblock. You know, the normal thing where policemen and security personnel them can they put blocks together for put checkpoints for vehicles them where they cross. Now, while they were on this work, they were approached by their Guinean counterparts and they were asked for provide geographical evidence. We get the coordinates and all of which we indicates that that particular part they where them be they try for mount that checkpoints they it actually form part of the territory of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Apparently that was not done, and then because at the particular time the Guinean troops them will be there on ground far outnumber the Sierra Leonean troops whom were there, so the one way be there in charge of the Sierra Leonean troops asked men them for stand down in the interest for prevent further escalation of the situation. Now, after that was done, they were now arrested, well, by the Guinean forces with their ammunition seized, and they were now transported all the way to Conakry. That's the information so far regarding this particular issue. Now, plenty people get different views and different opinions about waiting happen, and plenty people don't they talk about no, this is an invasion of we sovereignty. Other people they say, well, the officer, the commanding officer there, we ask them for stand down at that particular time, considering the fact that the Guinean troops far outnumber the Sierra Leonean security personnel. The way be Dede act with the greatest amount of discretion and should be praised as hero, because it's not just about fighting, but it's about knowing when for sure restraint. And there are others where the question we military preparedness, if such a thing is happening, that our security personnel posted to the border for protect we all could be arrested by another country, then it's a cause for concern. That's what some people think. And of course there is the whole question of what happens to our dignity at this point? If a foreign power could come into our country and get us arrested, seize we ammunition, and what happens to our dignity? Could we ever be able to stand face to face and look at that nation? They stand at par with other countries, not just in Africa, but in the world as a whole. Now we are going to take an insert from the different views them we did regarding this particular issue here. So let's listen to some of these voices, and when we come back, we go take the analysis further. Let's take a listen to residents in Falaba.
21903 Mansari M, we attached at the Kalere police post, Suleiman Chiefdom, Falaba district. This border dispute here, 2 years way back, MO come, then go and demarcate this place. I said that the boundary this. Me when they talk to you, so mean I live in witness. I was there. From there, we soldier then come, we salon soldier then come. They are slav. They're not even going to the border. They left something like 100 meters from the border and come. They said they knock block. Because we the personnel where we did now presently with the strain for lodging, the shelter business. So they say, well, we build under. The paramount chief force me come, you know, if we invite we authority then, like the paramount chief from Suleiman Chief John or the LUC, not do than they. Then just can no more, then talk say, we stop. We tell them, say, well, that place the way we build so, not on a young ground. The chief may able for talk say from 90 something, check to in time, then the market that side, not to Guinea the young ground. They say, well, if we no want confusion with them, no we people and continue the farming, no we stop that place there, no we stop for bill, no we take long block and day, we return them back, or else then go stop with people them. We talk to that place there, like me when they talk to Iso, I talk say, I live in witness, not even the border than they else then go. From there, the salon soldier, where lead by Captain Francis, come talk to the oak for continue. That's not me yesterday. Yeah, then it happened. From there, yesterday happened, where happened on the 22. Yeah, they left 11 personnel na the ground. Then talk to the well, they didn't safeguard that place there. So this morning, when at the 23 February 2026, we route with flag where they na Kalere. We can go with the markets and the from there, then self get the message say Salon people they don't plant the flag. And then grown. Then come, then talk say low we root standing. We talk say we know the root among. But then come in huge number. So then go. Then call for reinforcement from Farana. Then come in a huge number, as I telling me brother. Then come up to 5 trucks, soldiers. Then come they overpower we. Yeah, then we don't lay ambush. We on soldier and we don't call for reinforcement from this morning time. But we not see anything like that. Yeah. The soldier when at the boss for Falaba district when a Captain Francis was captured, including with the police. Then captured 2 police, where the one at the OC Delta for Falaba district, and the other one na a Mio and squad mate, when at 21 squad. They can go. From there they can go up to 7 Sujamande, plus the pickup van where they can with food and this side with other items there. Then come they cut that flag, they pin and go. From there they can go down with carry. From there we don't be long scaffold and they can they all go. So we don't know what's going to happen on it. Really, but the situation really was to a border dispute. And for border this palaver take place.
Okay, now that's Prince Mansari. We be present during the incident we happened na Falaba. In this particular recording here, so it describe waiting he see and how things unfold at that particular point. Just so we know that the audio was recorded, again I repeat, by a Sierra Leone police officer by the name of Prince Mansari. Will be present during this whole incident na Falaba, and he made series of points. Now, while in voice carries confusion, it also, you know, gives out a sense of tension and carry this sense of disbelief that this kind of thing will happen at a time like this. Now, from we brother in statements there, he mentioned that it not just happened like that they've had signs and all. And he mentioned something very critical and important, that they had called for reinforcement since morning, and they don't ever get the reinforcement. And that's on the Sierra Leonean side. Similarly, the Guinean side, they had called also for reinforcement. We happen almost immediately, thus leading to the scenario where the Sierra Leonean security personnel were overpowered, because you get, of course, more Guinean soldiers on the ground in terms of number and in terms of guns and other sorts of ammunition. We literally mean that the Sierra Leonean soldiers get little or no option Thus, the reason for the decision of the captain in charge for asking them for stand down. But here is where things get interesting, because it was not just an instance that the Guinean troops came in and asked people to stop work, or try to dialogue with them and all, or try for use existing communication channel. We, I believe, say Dede. But they came and they arrested these people and took them all the way to Conakry. They arrested a captain of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, we be the senior most and commanding officer on the ground, alongside several other security personnel them. And their ammunition and things with them began with them were seized. Again, this is not the border, it's an entry point to the country. All of we live and livelihoods, it depend hugely on the sacrifice way these men and women, brave men and women, they make every other day for ensure that we're protected. But when such a thing happen, then this whole notion of the fact that I can go to bed and I'm asleep and I'm sound asleep because I know, say, there are men and women who don't dedicate themselves to the cause of ensuring we greater security. Now, when such a thing happen, that those people where we all they depend on could be arrested just like that by another country, it sends shockwaves, and plenty people they react, out of fear and out of this great sense of disbelief. But now let's take a look at Sierra Leone government of Sierra Leone, the press release where them pull Nado. Now we're going to examine the official position from Freetown, from the press release where government of Salone pull, just in relation to this particular issue here. So I would summarize some of the key points them inside there. I'm sure if you're following us via our Facebook page, this is not something that should already be displayed on your screen. You should see it as I'm going through it now. If not, I mean, it's public notice. It's everywhere on social media. You can able to forget from the Ministry of Information and Civic Education page. This press release is dated 24th February 2026, and the key highlights them with the inside. One, now that personnel of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces and the Sierra Leone Police were engaged in lawful construction of a border security post. That the said activity was within internationally recognized Sierra Leonean territory. Now that's let's emphasize that point, that the activity was within internationally recognized Sierra Leonean territory. Further, that Guinean armed forces crossed into Kaliere and detained 16 officers. Weapons and ammunition were confiscated, and the act in itself, according to government of Salone, describe as a violation of we territorial sovereignty. However, the government inside this particular press release continue and emphasize that one, the government not get any intention for embark or conduct any kind military escalation in handling or dealing with this situation. Two, that the government in fact don't already commence engagement through the necessary diplomatic channels. And three, that communication with the ECOWAS and Mano River Union partners already don't start. And that as at the time of this press release, government of Salone don't put together a fact-finding mission with the responsibility now for coordinate and get an understanding of the boundary clarification. And finally, with emphasis again, waiting government of Salone put inside them press release now that them prioritize the place for be safe and then they ensure the safety, of course, of all the people in Wedede, and are working on the unconditional release of the said detained officers them. This now according to the press release where government of Salone pull Nado. Now from this press release in itself, you would how me read them and the sense way it creates. its government of Salone used very measured language, of course, with firm tonation, but ensure and continue to maintain a diplomatic posture. But then, to Boku citizens, them feel like, say, exercising this amount of restraint at this point, it feels just insufficient, that we're not doing enough. And I'll tell you why people can get that opinion there shortly. Because now I'm going to go through as well the Guinean press release, the release where the Guinean authorities themselves pull Nado, that is also dated 24th February 2026. Inside the Guinean Armed Forces, Nakona create their own statement. They maintain, one, that Sierra Leone officers them crossed approximately about 1.4 kilometers into Guinean territory, na Kodaya. And two, that a tent was erected by the Sierra Leonean authorities, which to them was an unlawful act because na their territory. Three, that the Sierra Leone flag was raised within Guinean territory, wait and see, as an affront. And four, that the detention of the personnel them was described as a protective custody pending clarification. And five, that the weapons them were indeed then seize and secure weapons them for prevent escalation. So they took away the weapons of the Sierra Leonean security personnel for prevent escalation. That's according to Guinean authorities. Then further insist that this particular act was not an invasion of Sierra Leone, but rather a response to what then described as territorial intrusion. Yeah? They also describe their action, the Guinean military, as one that is geared towards ensuring and defending their sovereignty. Now, these are the points where the Guineans they make inside their own press release. So here you have it. Two capitals, two maps, two different sets of truths, or two different, let's just say truth, because both sides are affirming that this one say Nayun, then they say Nayun. This is the status as we are at in the moment. From the press release where government of Salone pull, and from the press release where the Guinean authorities pull. Even though it is worth mentioning, while in we own press release, we as a country emphasize that we are prioritizing diplomatic means for get this thing sorted. From waiting me read from the Guinean press statement, well, not in exact words, such sentiments were not shared. They affirm strongly that their action was to defend their territorial sovereignty and all of that. But listeners them go understand that the reason why this particular conversation is important, it's not just about 16 security personnel being detained. This incident, particular, this one will happen recently, reopens an unresolved tension surrounding Yenga. Fambunle remember say sometime last year, the whole conversation was around Yenga. And it was a similar pattern by which the Guinean authorities, the Guinean troops that are stationed in that part, they moved from their own part of the border and come to the Sierra Leonean side of the border. Again, in that particular instance, government emphasized that then they pursue diplomatic means. Now, while they were still on that, ECOWAS sent a mission, a fact-finding mission, we go na Yenga Day for go gather more information on what is happening there. They were prevented from entering Yenga by the Guinean troops who were stationed there. So, for let you able for the talk diplomatically and defend diplomatic solution, it really has to do with both sides being willing and both sides really showing that kind resolve that yes indeed we both want the same thing. But from all indication and from the incidents then we don't happen, it might seem that the conclusion of pursuing diplomatic settlements now a sentiment that is shared by the Sierra Leonean authorities unilaterally, and not to something where the Guineans them are quite inclined to do. And I might be wrong, but from the tonation and the patterns, where don't they happen? At first it was Yenga, and well, nothing much not come out of him. Now it is this one, all the way at Falaba. A different pattern, different kind of style, but just same kind pattern. We make some people already start for wonder whether is there more to this? Because we people can say there is no smoke without fire, and them book people as well can say coming events cast their shadows. Because of all of them thing there, you get people where they believe say this might not be an end in itself. First, you had Guinean soldiers advancing at Ayenga parts, cross-can at the Sierra Leonean side, pursued the people out, and they were displaced, and fired shots into the air, and all of that, and nothing not come out of them. In a similar manner now, on this side of the on Nafalaba, on the Sierra Leonean side, then cross come over again, and this time even take them a step further by arresting security personnel them where did he and seize their arms and ammunition them. One would wonder if really the Guinean authority says this is about defending their sovereignty and ensuring that they not create an escalation of whatever. Possibly when no one creates escalation, would you enter into your neighboring house where your neighbor not there and you arrest him picking them without saying anything to the neighbor? You go lock them up and you say they prevent escalation. Wouldn't it have made more sense? Because communication channels then did it. Sierra Leone and Guinea, we share lots of things in common. And this is the thing. Nobody wants to fight with Guinea. And not because we cannot defend ourselves or anything, but because there are other things that we should prioritize at this point as a country. We country already see a lot in the past. Waiting we prioritize now. And I am in agreement with government on that we are focusing on rebuilding and strengthening with country. But at the same time, ensuring that citizens them within here, them feel safe enough for there, and even for encourage investment for other people them that they can invest here and be safe. It has to do with all of these things that an investor no go come. Say for example, go na Falaba and go pour huge sums of money, they invest and do whatever, and then the next day you just have another country come in with soldiers and get them arrested, or is claiming that that particular portion they forms part of their own country. Because from experience, in the sense where we don't read na book, where we don't they see na other parts na the world, now that border disputes are really, not something where it's never just about land alone. So when you get two countries, them they fight over a particular portion, it goes beyond just the piece of land. It's about dignity, it's about asserting authority, it's about national pride and all of them kind of thing. Because let us also be very, very clear. Escalation in such an instance is very easy. It is resolution for resolve them amicably, now it can be difficult. And in this instance, one person don't already push beyond the normal. And it brings now a lot of questions to the table. And this whole thing becomes even more interesting because the current chairperson of ECOWAS happens to be our very own president, His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio. We carry not just national authority, but also regional diplomatic responsibility So this is a home thing. I mean, we've seen several instances whereby President Bio don't travel out of the country to other West African countries for make an intervention. Whereby then they get conflicts will arise. There was an attempted coup, recently in Guinea-Bissau where, we president go there and just, so all of these things they do in incapacity as ECOWAS chairman. One for say, the very first thing that should have been on president's priority list, and by the way, I haven't seen his priority list, so it's not like I'm saying that in all day part of his list, should have been resolving Yenga and all other things that are connected to that. Because again, just as people speculate, when you left Yenga unresolved, it gets the potential for give birth to boku other things them way. Trust me, we would not want. But now we are going to take a listen at an insert Usai, the Director of Communication na State House, Mike Berewa, be the assert government position and governments then thinking towards waiting they want do about this whole issue and how they want to get resolved. We'll take a listen at that particular insight, and when we come back, we go dive into them, dissect them a little bit, and then we go open the mic to you listeners and viewers, because now it seems like we're at a point where this is a collective responsibility. Let we all join hand by and see if we all go able to put sense together for get this thing resolved. Note that the number where you go need for call later on when the phone line is opened now 079-994-993 079-994-993. But now let's take a listen to Mike Berewa, Communications Director on our State House.
We are not going to fight Guinea.
Right.
Let me make this very clear. We're not going to go put ammunition at border in Guinea. We best approach President don't make the foreign minister don't make Deputy Minister of Information don't establish that in here. We best approach na diplomacy. Diplomacy not a fail. Na diplomacy na done with 11 years of civil war in this country. Na diplomacy make we they come sit down together as brothers and sisters and talk. So not to fight, not to forgo fight Guinea, not to forgo put troops there. Yeah, so man when they talk so then they happen this one now. You know they don't talk now. You know they get time in the morning come on Epic Radio for begin to talk what you want for talk.
Mike.
So let people exercise patience.
Okay.
This country is a country of laws. President Bio believes say the only approach towards Yenga is a diplomatic
All right,
approach.
Mike, thank you so much. Mr. Minister, we wrap up quickly.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so there you have it. That's the Mike Berewa, winner communications director na State House, be just the further emphasize government's imposition and how His Excellency the President intend for handle this particular situation here. And I think one point where Mike really emphasize over and over again are the fact that we don't need any form of escalation on this particular issue. And I think majority of Sierra Leoneans, I don't know which Sierra Leonean we go want for where they root or they think of Sierra Leone going into war, because war not benefit anybody. It only leads to destruction. And yes, I share the sentiments with the same sentiments where Mike they say, where he talk about that we don't want to fight, we're not going to fight. And I think yes, people don't want to fight, but at the same time people want for be assured that they're protected enough within we country, and they can be assured, then be able for rely on the assurance of the governments that the situation is under control. Because as it is, or as it seems now, then they not seem for be the case. But here on our Facebook page, Mohamed Touré, they make quite a salient point. Please bear with me because I really want to read out exactly waiting Mohamed Touré the say so, because he's as well from that part of the country. So I read the comments now on our Facebook page. He said it is just too sad for our country. The village where the incident took place is a neighboring village to my village. In Kaliere, where the unfortunate incident took place, is more of a Guinea than Sierra Leone. when it comes to daily business and transactions, as 90% of transactions, business transactions, are done in the Guinean franc rather than the leones, which should be prioritized. That a further states that Dande don't go on for decades, but we government in, government out, APC, SLPP, don't neglect that particular situation there. And that has been the case in as well other surrounding villages without we own government putting any mechanism in place for get that to a halt. It further states that all business transactions, further emphasizing in that particular village, are done in Guinean franc. He also states that if anybody in that village day and you get leones with you, you would find it very difficult. You're not able to carry on any business transaction unless you convert that leone day to a Guinean franc for let you go able to do anything. He further as well states that the Guineans them don't encroach to a point that some parts of the village outside the incident actually take place don't become part of Guinea. He also say this again, now something we don't go on for decades, and we not on they take action. Further, he says he worry about in village, when at the neighboring village to the village outside the incident take place. Because according to him, in village now just 1 mile away from the boundary between Guinea and Sierra Leone. Now, this now is sentiment of somebody where they live in that part of the country, and I think it's an open secret, and it's not just on the border between Sierra Leone and Guinea. Something similar is happening as well at the border between Liberia and Sierra Leone. You go to the border town, even on the Sierra Leonean side, you realize that more of the Liberian dollar is used there as opposed to Leone, which of course Sierra Leoneans from time immemorial are very welcoming people. They're very warm people. Now people were able for take in other people, very flexible. So one for say, yeah, if the people are conducting their business that way, for most of the things they need for sell to the Guineans buy from them, there is nothing wrong with Dande. Not bad. Yes, not bad. But again, for let we reach this stage, you say Guinean security personnel, then they cross over for car arrest with security personnel them. It's born out of all of them kind of issue there. To the point that they are so convinced that that particular village day forms part of their territory, where, according to the Sierra Leonean authorities, no to the case. At this point where we are now, what do you think now the best way forward? Because this has been an age-long problem, and the reason why I am happy, well, not happy per se, but that this situation, nobody not able for narrow and down to any political party belief, because that's another thing here. People always they ascribe one thing, APC, SLPP. Please, this not to APC, SLPP thing. This not something we concern Sierra Leone, because it's an issue we don't do from APC term, from SLPP term. It's just been there. So as you they call in and share your views and opinion, I just want for clarify that particular point there, so we know turned the conversation into something that it is not. 079-994-993. Now the number where you go call for add your voice to this conversation. 079-994-993. Call me and tell me what you think.
This is a special dedication to the Deputy Defense Minister, the Army Chief of Staff, the SLA, and to all civilians. Come on now, we go!
Okay, we get with very first caller on the line. Good evening and welcome. Good evening. Your name and who side you call for?
Good evening, sir. I'm calling Peter. I'm concerned citizen.
Go ahead, sir.
What I think is, I'm not in doubt of our nationality. But the only thing is like how we talk. It's a matter of fighting or whatever. But I think just therefore doing diplomatically I really get sympathy about my brothers. But anyway, sure. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you too. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Tonight we're talking about this whole border dispute between Sierra Leone and Guinea. What's the best way forward at this time? What's your suggestion to government on how we were able to handle this situation? 079-994-993. Hello, good evening. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Your name and who you call from? Okay. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Let's go. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, please move away from your radio set or you turn the volume down, sir.
Okay,
Good.
Good evening, sir.
Your name and who you call from?
I need for the go for Salon.
Please go ahead, sir.
Oh, this mic I hit, man. Now, for everybody, make us see over now. It's not talking the talk. You might be talking violence free. Huh? Don't say for talk. If you talk to people, for people will understand. But it's not was level for people the same for faith. Those who faith, but they need to take some action stay. Understand? That's my concern, yeah?
Okay.
That's my concern.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. Well, I think, in all fairness to Mike Berewa, I think that's just how he talks. And sometimes it's with an intent for make the points really go down and sink. So, yeah, but I shall say if Mike they listen, you go don't note that particular point there. So maybe next time, he go reduce in volume. Or you can just turn down the volume on your radio set as well. That might work as well. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. The time for my studio clock now 8:49. 079-994-993. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Your name and who side you call from?
I call from Grafton.
Please go ahead.
Well, this Monday, they don't say they take advantage of the Monday. Now they don't own Monday. They go all things government do for stepping for this situation. Government they can't go between another this situation. They will fumble in the under as if sooner when they know they tell the government how they go read it school. Them they think so because they get weapon there, they get all things. Therefore, go they do it they want, but it's not correct.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. This whole situation between Guinea and Sierra Leone, what do you think is the best way forward? Good evening.
Yeah, my brother, how are you, sir?
No bad. Your name and who side you call from?
I call from Gloucester.
Please go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Abubakar Conte.
Go ahead, sir, Mr. Abubakar Conte.
The advice. I don't know if the president they listen this. This man, I want to make them pull him off in duty. You know, some people persuade people for this is now talk this one a very salient talk. It is just talk to Bamat. Not to Bamat to solve some problem. You're in ahead. Only a chance say if a possibility let's step aside, let first somebody who will talk to we, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, let the government find solution for solve this problem.
Okay.
In as the data, Boku we all not embrace, we don't marry to them, we don't marry to we. The only problem we want, delay is dangerous. Delay is dangerous. Now so little by little, you would report to that man call. Say about one foot bar or 1 yard bar for Kainta, for Komogini or Kainta Guinea. They might drop that side back. They might drop that side back. So now the first say let them fast track as early as possible.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. The situation between Sierra Leone and Guinea, what's the best way forward? How do you think we should handle it? Good evening.
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
Not bad. Your name and who side you call from?
From that city.
Go ahead.
Yeah, me what I talk about that man we been talking that radio that day, not to concern about
Palaba issue na concern about the Juba barracks. Now that one might be different. Now look what now showing me one for address that issue.
Okay.
Then from there, that side under that boundary or that currency business, the place far for Kanao City. So now that constraint they wouldn't get. So that side they near them. So the town government go and that abandon that place. The money session they walk there so that way they. So if they all been there, they frequently for Kanao City. So the people enough of them take that constraint. So now make them prepare to get that time there for Kanao land.
Okay.
You see, so they say they don't overtake all that side there and the money and they use. Because the city they far from there. So now they fall and down there. So that might not overtake been planned for. Talk to people and so now from Juba Baraki that one might be independent that they way the question they come. So I make use our he be the talk so yeah.
Okay.
So another was that man and I saying the toilet would not say let them start down for me who can play this that don't where are you yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. It's quite interesting that you know the conversation don't shifts to the donation of Mike Berewa, but that's not what the show is about. So maybe let's stick to what we really talk about Nyasu. On another day, if we're discussing Mike Berewa, or you can hop onto his Facebook page and text him. I'm sure he will receive him. Good evening.
Yeah, how is sir?
Not bad. Your name and who side you call from?
My name is Samuel Conta. I call from Wikisud.
Go ahead, Samuel.
Yes, sir. Guinea man, they're too violent to Sierra Leone. They are too much. When I'm more try for put these things in place because we don't hold it as a brother, but then they treat we like enemy. So the border here on side, not to now the same Russia and other country they perfect. So not to think they for take it easy.
Okay, thank you. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. The time for my studio clock now 8:54. And tonight we're talking about the situation between Sierra Leone and Guinea. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening. Yeah, by supporting. Good evening.
Yes, sir. Malaika. Please go ahead.
Forward.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, actually, I want to divert a little bit. I want to take this opportunity for the Deputy Minister of Information, let not discredit radio station.
Okay.
For say, Epic, they dwell on public opinion. So because Epic, they get information from the public, then they call them, whether the government officials or the people that were responsible for anything that they forgot answer, whether are true or not. That is exactly what Epic is doing. So they are so professional. What is they get from the public? Now maybe they call them, whether you're a minister of information, whether you're now maybe they call them for answer to waiting, then they get from the public. And at the end of the day, they call back the public for view. So they are professionals. So they are the big they're not discredited to radio station.
Okay.
So to the topic. And actually this is in frightening in the sense well we see another country they come in truth, if I for say so, take your flag, take you personnel and arrest them. That one day it frightens me. It actually frightens me.
Okay.
And this now what we call sovereignty threat. I don't know how to put them. For that you come on your own country, you can't threaten you say because of border dispute. Now the challenge sovereignty of the state. And President decided the interview when they tell them about say America they interview about say interfere election. Now I tell American government say no, they don't interfere because we are sovereignty state, we are sovereign state. So if other country they come for terrorism, then we set much, we already act. I don't know which one are the sovereignty wey we dey try for defend, you know. But actually, diplomatic can be the option because they say one of the end at table, you know. So we while the government act, whether not that diplomacy way the director of information they talk, let we see action government. Not to just give person the level. At one time we don't say Bokuti don't be, you know, Guinea, they get so many borders, so many countries. But I know they can't go there and be sending another country. So I don't know if they underestimate, they don't underestimate me when they threaten me, whether I'm younger, then this other side don't happen so, and even I can't be active. Even they complain about that. So be aware the government take action. Whether it's at the diploma, whether they try for talk about, whether they engage the one that they in charge, you know, because war is not go good. But that diplomacy let be active. I hear other people that they say the president now are Guinea na real president na elder brother to him. So let them emphasize and let we see the relationship with them. You know, and a family member so they don't arrest. They don't carry them go na them country. These are family members who don't know how the family will do now.
We don't even know where they are detained.
Well, that's the point. So we want to let the government take action. These are family members. They get them picking a weapon.
Okay.
Actually terrorizing. So me and I appeal to the government. Let them act fast.
Okay.
Let them see how fast they go for relocate the people and back at the various places.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Malaika. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Good evening. Hello.
Yeah, good evening. This is Bakar from.
Yes, Bakar.
These are some of the things in history. At least, let God bless the brother Yena Malika. You understand it? That he is in this way, the quick president come, you know, forever lost attention. If always pay attention. And that's we see from this government. The soldiers them win, and the formal soldiers them. Moreover, the one they will fight before. The one they will make Salon get in. So this is that we are the perfect fighters them. The people and they're very important in our life and they're very important to the military. So that they make, I'm really surprised why I hear they say the one who sell Juba, Iraq. I don't know if you know they say the one for sale. I begin imagine. I say, waiting. Also, we don't get people every get brain that this country.
No, well, in Bakar, I think from the interview where a sister media house do with the chief of defense staff, the CD.
I get that interview. They don't sell it.
Exactly that, and not to sell in the intent for sale. Yeah.
And later they say for the fact that you not think that kind of way they for sale. Now we don't even know forever think in life because colonial people them they get reason why they set that place, and they get reason why that place is clean up. If nothing know they for do that place, how we they clean up every day na show the value. We remember we soldiers them way na be the fighters them. If them people in the day na them place in the them build low-cost housing them. They put some people in the underway then they pay small. Like they can't tell what happens to. Then people then get experience for them get to this. So you left there, His Excellency the President. I tell you, my brother. Now in the biggest weapon right now we get. Now we alpha jet. Now we bomb. Now we everything because the position where the president gets through. No president in a salon don't ever get in a salon, and you know easily we get again. So it means the president get for use in power. He get for use everything on a cross boundary between we and Guinea. Because Guinea, it's like I say, the weapon they will get in a salon, and they want test. They want for can test with the official there. Hey, because if we get issue with Yenga, you left there, don't grumble. And we see the kind of military we can share it. You left there again, you get problem with Kono. Now we don't get another problem. Because this thing we do so, I tell you, my brother, if now country we get the same kind of trick and life with them, by this time now war, not to play. Because only they own one old soldier with high rank. They always soldiers them. They put them in one custody. You know the kind of problem. You know what I mean? It let me say call for war. Then people have the money peace.
Okay.
You understand, boss? We not capacitate. So what do they say? His Excellency the President now with highest weapon, the brother.
Okay.
His Excellency the President now only the journalists and I make una God they continue to bless you now. Now only the only people already alarm this thing. Now only the only people already stand for this thing and with the prayer say let God make una not higher. You know why? We don't see the civil society then that therefore fight for this. Because now then are the people them we for talk for with the ordinary people them. Now they know waiting they happen for the war. Now they sabi waiting make international people and call them say, only go be the mediator. But what we see only the journalists then. Now all that day right now they talk about this. You know why? Because that time the journalists and they suffer a lot. Journalists and they die. Journalists and they punish. So if only take this time, they continue for bless you now. You know why? Salon get war. Salon man get mind. Salon man get act past Guinean by far. Let the people are not drag we to the level.
Okay.
Let the people are not drag we to different way. So let me call His Excellency the President. Let's pull me from this.
Okay.
So let me call His Excellency the President. Let's save we from this one. Let able make we get some of their side and they already get letting you know say me and then a brother. Let them not seize advantage for because they get weapons.
Okay.
Let them not overpower we. Let them sorry for we and give you the side that we get.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you too for calling 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Good evening. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, James Fortune.
Yes, concerned citizen from Tree Planting.
God bless Mr. Fortune.
Yes, sir.
Sovereignty against territorial integrity. It's so sad. You know, it's so painful. At the pain way, like we go, because we know the meaning of sovereignty, we know the meaning of territorial integrity. Mr. Fortune, I didn't say we can talk. Past and present government, everything has been politicized. Even the military, they politicize them. They just lay down the politician and at home, just the border waiting for secure, nothing. It's so sad. We don't get the experience from that one. When we start, people in Komola can invade Sierra Leone. We saw that they don't get gun. The gun will then get patch with them fire, say them put and on them. Each final make the call or the doctor and our car before they continue this fight back. We leave that, then they can have power, then they see the money where then they spend on them personal waiting them for travel, they're waiting and they go out there, they're exposed, and they go out and they see they know they can replicate. Nothing of them thing and then look over military. They're embarrassed. Look what they disgrace Mr. Fortune. It's not slap now we face. And make sure that there is no land dispute where you know they shed blood. Biblically, the saying which says if you find out say the right hand the trouble the left hand cut hand, my brother no go treat me so, Mr. Fortune. Guinea is not our brother. In fact, there is a difference between Anglophone and Francophone. Now we don't know we right, we don't know waiting. Guinea, they know waiting and they after and the treat we so. But now we lead that there with the blame. No land disputes not the way you know they shed blood for.
Okay.
They don't do them from Kono, they don't do them Nayenga, now Falaba. Same thing come further. You see, it's so embarrassing for my friends, disgrace we soldiers and so. Even when the soldiers then call for reinforcement, nothing. You know, one thing where I believe there is two battles on earth.
Okay, unfortunately we lost that particular caller day. The time from studio clock now 9:06. We go push the time a little bit and then just take in a few more calls before we draw the curtain down. But because of time, at the limit all the calls now to 1 minute 50 seconds. So please try for make your point within that. Good evening. Your name and who you call from?
My name Mohammed. I did like side street number 12.
Yes, Mohammed.
Thank you for this information. We don't make that order again. One good thing about what they say, Guinea man, this country, what they do to they don't disadvantage against you now. Seriously, because they don't kill family there, family member, their brothers and Nayenga and that enough. Then the president know, everybody know about that. For sake of your property, The yonder back, we don't know if they don't go there. They go come, they clear the order, then go undress them, go keep them. Who said they keep them? I got one, you know. What is the past party? What is the past party? We don't know. Let us talk to the public of the president that this country will do. Let's do what is supposed to do for this country. If you demand in Halala, they want to do, they know our neighbor and business. No, no.
Okay.
But let us stop for this kind of this, you know, fine.
Okay.
With the show supply for that country, I would have to me. It bad off.
Okay.
Look at that. With the do no more, and this with the look no more. And then man, they would don't hold them. Get family, the people, then they kill them. Right now, with the family, then they are getting that for them. They don't know throughout what in the past for them.
Okay.
Then the president, you know, but this always go on. Them man, they don't talk to them. Then they close that kind of way come to seize advantage for we. Which people there, they don't get our people that pay them about to come for can't left them. At this country, they broke their don't place. All whether they want revenge to them, the president made they left there. So when they ask the Guinea president, now we don't count it. Now ask the soldier, when they ask, what is the plan in mind for this? If you want to let the family develop, while I know let the family develop, they don't know how to get for the boundary. Let authority they come. But this guy, you know, fine. A pass mark. Then the arena will say we enter to go back up.
Okay.
So now that's somebody.
Thank you. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. The whole situation between Sierra Leone and Guinea, national humiliation or diplomatic test. What do you think? Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes,
Bakari again from something.
Yes, Bakar.
Another thing again we need to add to. My brother, from where this thing happened, I believe say 3 or 2 or 3 days now back. I know any political party or any opposition say anything. And mind you, the APC are the main opposition. If election take place, a possibility they follow them kind of power. They feel as smooth right. Then people are feel as smooth right. Then just you don't know more, they know they talk. Then just focus on waiting and focus on. What is happening in the country? That is the problem with that.
Okay.
Because I tell you, if the APC has strong force, with the talk when they talk and the stance they wouldn't make, then they hold His Excellency the President and the people already in charge for that to stop. And then they make sure that they reach out right now. We will not see the opposition them, we will not see the political party that they stand.
Okay.
But tomorrow when they say election, we go see their own common and see the dance. They all come on, they talk big talk them, they talk bogus talk them. Enough they tell me, you know, tell me. It they happen. Why the people don't know they stand for we now? When I know we need the most.
Okay.
Then they wait for the we suffer with the ordinary people and the poor people they know they no time for hope. But you know why they see it? We don't know. These are the thing they need show the action now. The political party they need for stand. Civil society they need for take stand. Let tomorrow they not feel say only the journalists say not the opposition. Then we give black to up and different way. It happen now. Now when they hear you, they talk to we get somebody can call all resident and share like talker. In the blast the journalists, in the blast even the radio station as well. I feel say only the people already against the president or the government as well.
Okay.
So then here we need for calling people on board. All time that the people are there, their opposition, they also up and they don't talk. Also up and them.
Okay, thank you.
And they will not put the government on the toes on waiting happen. So waiting with.
Okay, I'm afraid we'd have to cut you there because of time. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Your name and who side you call from?
My name is Logan, and I'm a student in college.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
And it's very embarrassing to see that our own neighbor is now trying to kill us for our own property, our home. I mean, the last time I reached out how strong was the Sierra Leone military, I was embarrassed to see how weak we are. We are now one of the weakest militaries in West Africa. I mean, come on, the president, he himself, as a former soldier, doesn't think that now the military need reform? I mean, come on, Guinea is trying to show us now that the survival of the fittest, they who are strong survive. Guinea is now better than us both in economic and military power. What does Sierra Leone have? Is just sitting down there talking nonsense, if I would say that. If I will send this now to the president, I'm telling him, if you want this mess to stop, reform your military. Yes, it's so strong that Guinea will decide not to mess with this nation anymore.
Thank you.
What the hell do they think they are?
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. Good evening. Hello.
Yeah, good evening. How you doing?
No bad. Your name and who side you call from?
I'm not the call for this station.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. This issue, Sierra Leoneans, they will get this back of mind. In war, believe it me, brother. Air soldiers, they did up to 30 or 40 in that place. Then the band that come over 300. For God's sake, Salon man, the naive will get 30 or 30 people and they go to confront them people in border. They're not going to confront them. A captain, what he do? Now, a random procedure what he do. But let them not touch, let them not harm them. And so there we go. And believe it in border, what I tell you this night here, you go tell him and say one man called from his station. That captain, you got to get promotion. What do you do? You got to get promotion. You understand?
Yes.
Because you know risk in subjects in their life, you know risk the people in the community, people in their life. Because if one trigger, if you don't find another place, you know what if you don't call? The man they don't carry and they're desperate.
Okay.
They don't even listen. What's it there for? Explain. Explain all. So if the soldiers there, if that captain for us say, Captain Francis for us say, what's that what we go tell?
Okay.
People that won't see war in Liberia, we don't see war in Saloon. You understand? No, we know what it did inside war. But some people they just want to make this the put frustration per president, the put frustration per what's there. Our ministry now best infantry in West Africa.
Okay.
You understand? So let people let get this idea. Let the investigation. Okay. And the right thing what a man do.
Okay.
And the right thing they do, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. 9:13 at the time from the studio clock. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Your name and who you call from?
Mina Afreshwari, they call from Hill Station.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, Alfred.
This one now we passed president and the former one that we've been on their land with them, supposed to solve this problem with them no ever solve them. Late Pakaba, I mean for don't solve this problem for we, but do them. They were outside the Lagos story for them. All along and say diplomatic. Certain things yes not diplomatic, but not diplomatic. If you look at Kailan now, when dry season they come, you able jump and stone enter Kailan. The same as Sandaru Penguea. When dry season come, you able to nap over Sandaru Penguea, they see Guinea over Nyanda. They go kono people in the travel Nyanda, they see advantage for we. When dry season they come, Sandaru Penguea and foreign people and the fishing and then water and they one river. The Sierra Leoneans they not get right today. The woman they come fishing, the man and the fish then give the woman them for sale. They not even talk real. That's what they happen. But Sierra Leoneans they not get right today. So now so get for they not to win now. We some of you who don't experience the war. But what about picking and now who don't born? So do a big with the big. Make them try for strengthen with soldiers them more than they not that borderline there. Yeah, na big with the big. Make them try to solve this. Them man that say no command power, you need to solve this problem.
Okay.
Yeah, make try to solve problem. Let them empower with soldiers then at the borderline there.
Okay.
And that can be contribution no matter what they give.
Okay, thank you very much for calling. 079-994-993. 9:15 at the time from the studio clock. Good evening. Hello. Hello? Yes, good evening. Your name and who side you call from?
This is Commander Jibo, the Maltese of Waterloo.
Yes, Commander Jibo.
My brother, on behalf of the Waterloo people and civil society, they will send with thanks and appreciation to Ethic Radio.
Thank you.
And all of you guys. Because now they make we as Sierra the ordinary people love this pattern in the development of this country and to the decision making. My brother, they cannot tell you, as somebody who don't take a part for this country. For me, I know say when we lost life or anything will happen, not concern for us. My brother, when we get this video, when we read this, at the top bottom of my heart, I not feel the way I feel. Anyway, they left no more. God would that get humanity. Because I look at some. The luck where God give it, for them we get with president,
The fourth gentleman in the Republic of Sierra Leone. Today he happened for the chairperson for the ECOWAS. This now a victory for Wina Moral. And he don't want many title them. They award them talk nothing. If that kind they will be an a chairperson, they go massaging in countries. What a shame, not only for you, but even for we. Because let not tell you lie. Anger today, we don't love anger. Don't forget about that. Because the man there from Pakaba to Anes, the problem not solved. But don't forget about that one, the way forward. If today we form a military, God don't make it. He don't be president elect by democracy. He don't get title, big title. We expect to run more.
Okay.
My brother, today we lost anger. Never mind today, Commander Gibo, but what about the one that we don't turn this place?
Okay.
My brother come out from part today. If in this today we can't hear of Falaba, then disgrace will show that they show. Big daddy, are the current because I not care if you know HLPP. This talk about HLPP. Because this year when they happen so, the man then they part advance so. Why the whole anger is they can't hold Falaba so. We say the thing was.
Okay.
Kabala, Kono. So we start with the go. We finish we say. After they talk to you, so people they always in another border area.
Thank you.
They're not safe. My brother, don't solve the issue. Don't call the president. Then use the method. Diploma. We would not respect Guinea and they care.
Okay.
But then they're not in trial. But of course they go there receive them.
Thank you.
Anyway, again I do me brother.
Okay, thank you, Commander Jibo. 07999949993. The time from the studio clock now 18 minutes after 9. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Your name and who side you call from? 07999949993. Please, where you the call, we move away from your radio set or you turn the volume down. If not, we're not going to get you, and I would have to end the call, unfortunately. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Your name and who side you call from?
First caller, concerned citizen, Peter.
Go ahead, sir.
I still repeat that. Me no doubt to your own health. But the thing is, since this president Nagini now, he don't be under. Where was the game a band? Now we own president, we don't go there. They ask, say you believe him? Well, look now what is going on. Why now? All right, I'm over. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 079994993. A few more calls and then we do all the cutting down for tonight's show. Good evening. Yes, sir. You name and sir. Okay. 07999949993. I think I just repeat. I don't talk one term, two term. Where you they call we move away from your radio set or you turn the volume down. Please, yeah. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. You name and who side you call from?
Yeah, Ahmed, I call from Nigeria.
Ahmed, please move away from your radio set or you turn the volume down.
Okay, sir. How do you mean, sir?
Fine, go ahead and make your point.
Based on this topic here, most of the people in Sierra Leone don't really understand well. So, for them to find a solution, don't look back to say this will be begin, we don't pass through. If they say they are still up. But at the end of the day, where then they under and Sierra Leoneans there. Now we say Guinea. What are they for the under back? Sierra Leoneans there. Not because we left for dead people in here. Without no reason. When they be picking at us, they want to work with neighbor. Who can hurt you? So if the first solution is not grant all amnesty. Also, Jamaica or new one who don't come out of this country. Let them come back. So can be in the country. But for long those the people no more. You know, I don't know. But we say still at the end, police can call all other people and come up.
Okay.
Now, Guinea.
Thank you.
Let them go for the order. We don't know. Police can call them driver now. At the end of the day, become a rebel leader. Now we don't know whether them drive now. We don't know be a rebel leader back on Israel.
Okay.
So don't try for all brothers them and talk to them. Yeah. Let them allow to talk to the government. Let them listen with.
Okay.
So that we would be as one. Yeah, that is a solution, and that I think is the number one solution. And we will fight Guinea.
although from which more don't talk away within Israel. Nothing we will do.
Okay.
Saloma, we will be tested with the social engage. Now, one more will get heavy test. Somebody afraid of no because now they won't come back.
Okay, well, people can say back, strength not to buy chest too. You know, believe that. You know, believe that. You look Chuck Norris. You wouldn't listen to that 300 man in camp. If the term of Chuck Norris, I saw them are trained. So go and listen to down 300 man in it. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. 079-994-993. Now that's an interesting point. Well, Bako people go differ because strength not necessarily by size, And I say this, with bearing in mind that myself I'm not all that big in size, but let person not try me. Anyways, let's go. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, sir. Your name and who side you call from, sir?
Abuloko, Sentiawa Media One.
Yes, Abuloko.
Yeah, may God bless Epic Radio for come up with them program there.
Amen.
At least, or make with the people of this country, we know what's in the happening around the country.
Yes, go ahead, Abuloko. I get you.
The issue of Yenga, Falaba, and all other border areas, the authorities need to take great attention to protect all the areas there.
Okay.
If you look, this thing don't start for a long time, this Yenga issue. We not take any stand, at least for make we try, for put some place there under we own government. When they make negligence, authorities they make negligence and make carelessness, say we they miss them place there like where they patry for miss. You don't see. So Guinea, then they incite we, but we not go work according to them. Look, one not to the answer. We need for come into dialogue. The president for come and try for put this thing. Try for make we work into dialogue with Guinea. We'll get a final solution concerning this Yenga and Falaba and all other border area who connect to Salone and Liberia.
Okay.
And Salone and Guinea. So we, the people of Salone, we not happy over waiting Guinea than they do we so. Never mind when I brother them. Now this army they talk long time. Where them fire one, then 10 and they we prefer 10 shots, not to perfect them. For make themselves not say now people in there and then people there, then they around.
Okay, thank you.
So with the big authorities they say, do ya may we stand strong for try for protect we border areas them. We try to locate people in there for make at least people in there around the areas and they so nobody no go able for enter the areas and they.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. The time from the studio clock now 9:25, and at exactly 9:30 we could go the cutting down for tonight's show. Good evening.
Hello, hola.
Yes, sir. Your name and who side you call from?
Yeah, my name is Gaba. I come from Aberdeen currently now.
Go ahead, Gaba.
Yeah, me concern na all the people and the concern within the reason na to side. But one thing for we me I want let all understand. May they know, may we know we borders there. The condition where they on Ayanda. The condition first, like the thing first. Because them and they don't go them and they stay up to date to know the information saying so and so them and they or so.
Well, according to the military spokesperson in an interview, he said that the Guinean authorities them informed them that the Sierra Leonean officers whom were arrested and taken to Conakry them be kept in good condition.
So you see, so they all kind of disgrace now with it now. They all always security them, but then go pin and gone. Yeah, I see them people on a video pin and gone. Why that for be?
Okay.
As the authority, complete authority. What's not the where the man commits? Go where them treat so like say na baba criminal street criminal we decide and see if like but the man they don't even tell what's not the way for now to government now. That's one who. So So thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you for calling. 079-994-993. 2 more calls, and then we do all the cutting down for tonight's show. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, sir. You name and side call from 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Please turn your radio volume down or move away from the call. Good evening.
I know they go far now. Such no more now.
And Commander Jibo.
Yes, because we will know the rule. You know now one thing. I don't know for you. The government they all over again. The time where them value where they want to vote. But after we don't vote, they not value. Because like the platform that they do it, so you know me say they hear you. But now she know the way they more not me. Even this year where this was some of the cry for this kind of disgrace will get. In a government MP, SLPP MP call under minister. If they talk what we go, they say go and lock the radio self. So we say we go in a country, other countries and they citizens and they listen to their voice. We are afraid to Allah. We will not get that government thing there. My brother, can I tell you, you come demand they accept you. Hey, what you make we shall not so that they call enforcement they not go. It's sure how then they go. They're not healthy. Weapon not they. Could you imagine demand they go how many truck where they come? They empower we. Helicopter can they all. Well, now let them where they call it start. Let them go. My brother, but yeah, where they were lawyer, the day where Mama did can with Amoka, where bomb them in the past, there was no panic. Now they that man they access we. For Ghana country, as a peaceful country, would I talk? My brother, I swear to Allah, we president with the caller now. I not say I like it, really not go take we serious. But they go take we serious, so we are the government.
Okay.
If this is we are president, with excellency, sir, and a chairperson in ECOWAS, you know can't say we. And don't forget say this problem for Pakaba and if you cannot solve them, president you can't solve them. We say bravo to that. We don't let this. If you want to know some people today, I don't hold their account. When something is out there, more now we wait for put back. So man they bring in politics stuff there.
Okay, thank you.
Brother so to go that day. Where imagine we are kind of access here. They can get increment.
Okay.
How so that they go fetch not get increment?
Thank
well,
you.
When they say convoy for Iwansi, if they see man they pass to speed with weapon. Well, what the other man and Milan.
Okay. Thank you very much, Commander Jibo, for that point there. Unfortunately, I think that's where we would have to draw the curtain down for the calls tonight. We're so sorry to all the calls them where we're not able for pick, or if you send me a message where we're not able for read. But we very much appreciate you listening and joining in tonight. Now, as we wrap up tonight's show, if I'm for we be very clear that a foreign military intrusion into Sierra Leone territory, if at the end of the day it is established that Nadande happened, such an act is totally unacceptable. Because Sierra Leoneans, yes, we're peaceful, but we're not weak, we're not cowards, we're not reckless. Sierra Leoneans are people who believe in international best practice. We believe in the rule of law, and to a very large extent we believe in diplomacy, and all of them points in there. I believe, say, regardless of where you stand when it comes to political opinion, nobody benefits from conflict. We want let the country able stable, let the country be at peace, and nobody is saying that, oh, let's fan the flame of chaos, let's escalate things. None of those things we know they say. But it is equally important that government imposition or the seeming position of government at least look like one of strengths via which Sierra Leoneans, everyday Sierra Leoneans, go be assured that they are protected. It's a collective effort of we all together. Now, while I know that the opinions they at variance, some people feel like, oh no, we are not doing anything. Other people feel say, oh, now the right approach this. Waiting important. Now, for note that you know they affect illegality with illegality. And no matter how easy it may seem, and how, okay, this is the best possible approach, security is much more complex than just what is on the face. You get a gun and you start shooting. It goes beyond that. So all of those are important. But to the government of Sierra Leone, maybe this is a wake-up call. I think this actually is supposed to be a time where we think around modernizing and ensuring that we get the right kind of equipment for the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. This is not the time where we ensure we increase permanent border deployment. This is not the time for we further, if it is not already there, but for strengthening joint border surveillance systems. This is not the time we really focus on investing more on GPS-based demarcation and mapping. This is not the time for strengthening intelligence and sharing mechanism. This is not the time for construct fortified, clearly marked border posts. This is not the time for ensure multi-officer border command structures them, and not just a few men. This is not the time for ensure we strengthen and really ensure the conduct of routine border patrol, joint border patrol, where they deal with verification and all of which. This is not the time for ensure we provide moral, insurance, and welfare support for we frontline personnel them. Yes, this issue might have happened the way it happened, so nobody is happy that armed security personnel on the Sierra Leonean side could be disarmed by another country military and they are arrested. But at the end of the day, this particular moment, not a moment for emotional escalation, while we would have a different opinion. This is a moment for take strategic action and step where they guarantee both with protection and the peace where we country don't they enjoy, or relative peace where we don't they enjoy. As we close, it is important that we all understand that history no always just they remember the person that is the loudest one in the room. But history in all instances, they always remember the wisest respond to whatever action or situation where somebody else create. This is not a deep dive, and I want to say special thank you to my producer James Kamaramane. We don't ensure all of this it will come to you today, and of course special thanks to the technical crew and to the man behind the mixing chamber. Until next Wednesday at exactly 8 p.m. where another edition of the deep dive will come to you. Me we don't bring the program to you. Me your name na James Fortune. Keep it epic.
Man, I want you all for listen to this song about civil and military relationship. We get for tighter more for